Let's take a look at what's happening here. Let's open our left pane here, project. You can see that we have content view.swiftui. That is the file that we have opened here. Inside of this file, we have the import. So we're importing the SwiftUI framework so that we can have access of the basics of what SwiftUI does, which in this case, being able to display something on screen. All of that happens inside of our content view. The struct. Struct is just a simple version of the class, if you will. So here, what we're saying, content view here, it's actually inheriting from view. Okay, so this view is just another protocol big class that is somewhere in our library in SwiftUI framework that contains ways in which we can actually display stuff or display things on the screen. Notice also, you will notice that everything in SwiftUI is indeed a view. So in our content view here, we need to return something. This something is going to be in the form of a variable called body. In this case here, we are saying this body here is going to be some sort of a view that is not specific, meaning that in this case here, we are passing a text. So we're going to pass some other types of views. This would work because we're just saying we just want to return a very generic view. So any view, it's going to be able to be returned and show. Now, there's a different kind of syntax here you can see, because you could say, well, where is that return? Yes, we could have said something like this, return as such. That still works. In fact, if I save and give it a run, it still works fine, no problem. But with new SwiftUI, you don't have to add this return keyword. It's assumed that you're returning something inside of this body. Okay, there we go. And what are we returning? Again, it is a text, which is a view. And because it's a text inside of double quotes, the text that we want. In this case, Hello World Paulo, and you can see Hello World Paulo there. Now, this struct here, content view preview, is what I said before. It is indeed what is run when we have our preview to the right here. In this case, because I'm not running on Catalina, I'm still Mojave. I don't have that preview. But if you run in Catalina, you should see a preview so that you don't have to actually run the simulator. I like running simulator anyway. This works fine. So doing pretty much the same thing we did here. Instead, we're calling this content view that we created at the top here to preview all of that, which we can't see again for the reason I just said. Very good. So now we have our text here. The beauty here is that we can do all sort of things with our views. That's the beauty of SwiftUI. For instance, there's these things called modifiers. Modifiers are just functions we can call on a view. Right? So there are a lot of modifiers we can call upon our views. The first one is, for instance, I can say dot. I can make it bold. Notice the moment we put dot, the operator dot here, it gives us some sort of a guidance, intelligence of things that we might want to do. So we can make the text bold. We can actually pass a font for the text and so many other things. Let's start with italic. Now, the other thing I like to make it is that I like to put all of my modifiers kind of indented inside like that. Okay. Just good practice. If I save and give it a run, you're going to see that our hello world is going to be italic now. And voila,